Miss Teacher Nicole, you are right that we use formative to give feedback for the student. Yes. So first, let's talk about when we use formative and when we use summative. It would be easier for you to look at this map, so you may see the difference between formative and summative. And we also play review on some key points of these two type of assessment. So formative assessment is for the purpose of for learning, right? So as you know that for assessment, we have the three purposes. That is assessment for learning, assessment as learning, and assessment of learning. So for formative assessment is for learning. So it enables teacher to use information about students' knowledge, their understanding and skill to inform our teaching. And the teacher provide feedback to student about their learning and how to improve their learning, right? So it is for learning. However, for summative assessment is about of learning. So it assists teacher to use evidence of student learning to assess student achievements against learning goals and standards. Yeah. So and we will look at when we use these two types of assessment. So for formative assessments, we use that, and it is happened during the instruction. We can use it before learning, during learning, or even after learning. Yeah, we can use that anytime in our lesson, in our course. So we observe our student, yes, and then we can give them feedback. We give them formative assessment, so that is help them to improve their learning. Yeah. Why summative assessment? We use that after instruction, um, after the lesson, after the course, and as we mentioned, the formative assessment is to improve the student learning. But summative assessment is the goal is to prove what they gain from the lesson, from the course. Yes, the results of their learning. And formative assessment is used to check the student understanding. Okay, excuse me. So for formative assessment, it's used to check the student understanding of a topic. Yes, but summative is used to evaluate our students' learning at the end of a unit or at the end of the course. So it's kind of former assessment, yeah. And formative assessment is how teachers to plan the instruction. Yes, we know our student knowledge, what they have, and their understanding, their skill, so that we can prepare, we can plan our instruction. Okay, and and summative assessment is show a level of mastery for a particular skill or standard that the student may achieve. Mm. And as we talk, as we discussed, is for formative assessment is provide student our student feedback. Yeah, we give them feedback. Um, and for summative, actually, the student often receive a grade. It could be a number grade or letter grade. It depends on your school. It depends on your state. Yeah. But it's a formal assessment, and the student will receive the result, the grade. Mm. Okay, so these are the key points, the key differences between these two types of assessments. Um, okay, so you may see that we can use the first three types of assessment in different periods of our lesson, of our course. For example, diagnostic assessment, we know that we use that before learning. Yeah, so we can estimate, we can understand our student knowledge, their skill, what they already know, and what we need to help the student with their learning. And formative assessment, as we mentioned earlier, is we can use that during learning. Yeah, before learning, during the learning, after learning. Yes, we anytime that we can use formative assessment. Yeah, and but summative assessment, we will use it after learning. Yeah, so we give the student result, we give them the grade, so they know that what so the student, the main purpose is to prove what student gain from the course, what they learned from the lesson. Yeah. Mm. So with this topic about assessment, we have lots of theory, right? So just remember some key points when we use that, the purpose we use, and there's key, their main characteristic. Mm. So for self-assessments, that is the assessment that we give the children have the chance to reflect themselves, to assess themselves. So now let's reflect to our teaching experience. So let's type in the chat box any self-assessment ideas that you apply in your classroom that you may feel is effective. Yeah. Okay, so let's give some example of self-assessment. You. 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 Umbrella. Umbrella. Use. Yes, thank you, Teacher Sam. We can use stickers or emojis to say their satisfaction to a topic or lesson or number skill. Yes, we can use that. That's a good idea, Teacher Sam. We know that the student, especially our younger students, they love to use stickers and emoji and something fun and engaging, yes, and attractive. So yes, is will be a good way for them to like to reflect their satisfaction, whether they or even to answer the question that their also level of their confidence. Like I do understand the lesson, or not I need help from the teacher. Yeah. Or even it's like level of their understanding. Yes, teacher Nico, drawing about what they like the most. Yes. Or making a craft. Yes. That could be um, interesting activities for the student to self-reflect. Mm. And also they can learn from hands-on activities, hands-on experience, right? They can draw and decorate, making the card. Mm. Or we can use the color cards like this, the green face, yellow, and red face. Mm. Okay, so we can ask them to self-assess. They can raise the card and show us like their level of understanding, so that we can like collect the data, we can analyze it, and we can help our student in the future time. Rub. Yes. Rub. Or we can have them to um, like do the vote with the traffic light fan, as you see here. It's also for the level of the student confidence, their level of understanding. Yeah. So or another way to March. To help them self-assess, that we can use emoji fan. We can see lots of templates, lots of ideas with these cards online. Yes, so you can use them for your class. Traffic fan, yes. Stop. Or number skill at the as teacher Sam already mentioned, right? We can use the number. Student can jump and slap to the card that we stick on the display. We can display this card on wall in our classroom or somewhere that's visible for the kids, and they can run and touch to the card and show us their understanding and their level of confidence. So it's also the one teachers, some teachers. I love the idea that we can use the thumbs up and down. Yes, it's very easy to conduct in our classroom. So we give the questions. Do you understand the lesson, for example? So and the student just use their thumb to do the vote, like thumbs up and down. Up is mean that they understand, and down is mean they need some more help from the teacher. Yeah, so that's quite easy, and also easy for the kids, and it's also a little bit fun for them to do this. Okay, so for self-assessment, we have some example. So you can try to use that in your classroom. and there will you might see lots of other ideas about self-assessment or other type of assessment on Pinterest, or just type on just type the keyword, the assessment that you need. So you may see lots of ideas that we can choose the one that's appropriate with our student, our class. So for peer assessment, any ideas about peer assessment that you use in your classroom and it show the and it seems to be helpful and effective? Word. So by the way, peer assessment is it a method of assessing the children's work where students look at the partner's work and assess it? Yeah. So we let our student to assess in peers. And you know the purpose of peer assessment is to help students understand their own work and how they can improve through giving and receiving feedback from their peers. Yes, teacher Nico. Yes, teacher too. We can ask the student to clap hands when their friends are good. So when a try assess their peers' work, it is important that they give honest and helpful comments and feedback. Yeah. So so their comments should be detailed and specific, and they should focus on the quality rather than commenting on about how, for example, handwriting or spelling. Yeah. So for example, we may see the form, the peer assessment form. We can provide this form for our student, and they can observe, they can listen to their peer when they doing presentation or when their friends do show and tell, for example. So they will comment on the things that they like and what can be improved. Yeah, give the feedback for their friends. Yeah. This would be appropriate for primary school and children and above. Speaking and listening peer assessment is also another format for the speaking and listening skill. Yeah. So we give the students some like rubrics, so the student can based on our correct categories to assess their peers. Yes, so simply we also can ask those students to clap their hands, high five their friends when they're doing well. Yes. So one thing to remember about peer assessment that we should let the student understand that we need to be honest in giving the constructive feedback, and yeah, we should have the clear and like detailed rubric so that the student can like based on our rubric and assess the student, assess their peer. Yes. And even we can invite our student discuss and make sure that that they understand the rubric. They can create their own rubric. Yeah. Okay. So again we have these two type of assessment. This just this main type of assessment that we can use in our classroom, especially when we teach our young learners. Also, we have the others type of assessment for that we not mentioned here. Yeah, but these are the five main types that you can use in any like um, ESL class. Okay, so thank you everyone. So we're going to have the second assignment, and the content is mainly about assessment. And you may see the questions. We have two questions, but you just choose one of the following question to write an essay. For example, we have question number one: how do you assess the children in your English class? And question number two: how to help children be willing to receive feedback? For this task, you should include some relevant example from your knowledge and personal teaching experience. And please hand in this assignment to the email that is posted here. And remember to put it to write your subject in this format so that the lecturer can follow, the teacher can follow. And you see first, you mentioned your class, K34 assignment. This is assignment number 2, and your number and your full name. Yes, it should be in the title, in the subject of your email. Okay, so that we can give you mark, we can grade you and give you the result. Okay. So for this task, you can spend the rest time of this section to accomplish this task. I will send the requirements to our Zello group and also in the chat box, so you can follow and you can like
Teacher.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that we have until 9:30 to finish the assessment?
Yes, you should do this assignment within this section. Okay, so how about this? I will give your due date for by midnight. Yeah, today. Yes. Yes, teacher Sam.
Teacher, it was the only day that I forgot the charger of my computer at school, so it's a very good timing. Can I do it by hand and send to you the picture? Because I
Yes.
don't want to type on the cell phone. I don't know how to type with like 400 words in the cell phone.
It's
Can I
okay.
just write it down and and send it by letter?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, thank you.
It's just yes, you send it as a letter and send the email to Miss Aiha. Okay, Miss
Yeah,
Aiha
yeah.
will be in charge of this assignment.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, other teachers, do you have any other question?
They brushed their teeth without toothpaste on their toothbrushes.
Yes, teacher Philip.
On their toothbrushes.
Our due date is today.
Word warehouse.
Let me add our due date on this slide.
Word warehouse. Oh.
Let me see. We in this course we have 3 tests. So test number 1 is about methodology, and I believe that you already have this test. And test number 2 is about assessment. Yes. And test number 3, that will be our final assignment. It's about a video and the lesson plan. So we have 3 tests. Okay, so you can, if you clear about the requirements of the task, you can leave the Zoom and prepare for your assignments. Yeah, remember to send it within today. Yeah, by midnight.